Hi, everybody. I'm Brittany Lewis, a breaking news reporter here at Forbes. Joining me now is Congressman Derek Tran. Congressman, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
This is your first term in Congress. You were elected to represent California's 45th congressional district. So before we get into everything that you are working on, how have the first few weeks been going?
It's been pretty exciting. Look, there's a lot of stuff that's happening in Washington D.C. A lot of movement. I think there's a little bit of chaos from what's going on with the administration and how they are handling the mass firing of a lot of employees out there in the federal government. So it's really taking it day by day. But I view my ability to be in Washington, D.C. as a true honor and a privilege to serve my constituents and community.
Let's get into that, what you described as chaos surrounding the DOGE cuts and federal firings, because I know that when Trump began his second term, Senator Chuck Schumer said Democrats, really the strategy is we're not going to die on every hill. We're not going to combat every issue. But your bill that you just introduced, your legislation does combat an issue that is facing DOGE, and it's called the Protect Veteran Jobs Act. I think it's tough to talk about the past month, talk about Donald Trump's second term, and not talk about Elon Musk and his influence here. He was in a cabinet meeting. He's the face of DOGE, and even Time Magazine had him sitting behind the Resolute desk on one of their covers. You have legislation that's combating an aspect of DOGE. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, look, I appreciate that they're trying to make things more efficient. Look, I think most Americans agree that we want government to be more efficient. We want government to serve us better. But the way in which they're doing it, where it's this recklessness of just coming in and just upending people's livelihood, is very frustrating. But extremely pissed, and I started seeing veterans who served our country, who's donned the uniform to put their life at stake for us, for our democracy. And I'm a veteran myself. So when I started seeing that, and about 6,000 veterans have from federal employment has been let go, I had to stand up for them. I have a soapbox. This is my job as a legislator. That's why I put out my bill. I want them to be rehired. I want to make sure that we honor them. And we have the integrity of making sure that we take care of them. They served us, they had our backs, and now it's time for us to stand up for them and have their back.
I feel lucky in my role that I've talked to many members of Congress who are veterans themselves, Republicans and Democrats alike. And Republicans have said that they want to do anything that they can to help veterans because they gave everything for us. So when they come home, we in any way that they can help, they want to. So I am curious, when you introduced the Protect Veteran Jobs Act, when you're talking with your colleagues across the aisle, especially, how have those conversations been going?
Look, it's funny that you asked this question. I'm absolutely all about working with the other side. In the Army, I'm Army background. I don't care that you're a Republican or a Democrat or independent. We work together. We were mission driven to make sure that we accomplished the task. When I got into Congress, I took that same approach. When I had this bill, I brought it to my Republican colleagues and I talked to them about it. And a few of them even told me, hey, that's a great idea, but we just sign on right now. So I think they're worried, they're scared. I think there's repercussions of joining a Democrat. Probably, I'm not going to speculate, but if they shared with me, they thought it was a good idea. And really, truly, this bill is nonpartisan. It's about protecting our veterans. And we heard President Trump yesterday at his press conference when he was with the UK Prime Minister he was asked the questions about veterans being like, oh, he said he loves veterans. Republicans says they love veterans. Here's their chance. You love veterans? Vote for this bill. Make it happen. Let's rehire those veterans that got terminated from their federal jobs.